live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, darn it. Sorry.
That's fine.
Big Brother is watching. The Illuminati are planning to take over the world. The space aliens have arrived. Grab your hats. This is tinfoil hat time.
Greetings. Welcome back to Tinfoil Hat Time. We're here with co-host.
Co-host, a.k.a. Robert.
He looks creepy. Dude, you're like phasing in and out of reality. You're really a space alien, aren't you? Just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm partially a space alien. I'm still in my integration process, you see.
And still in your integration process. Yeah, you're showing your true skin. Like, this is what happens when you're fully integrated. Either that or one of these cute little fuzzy creatures over here. But this is what happens when you join the space alien race, but you're not quite fully integrated yet. He's still kind of, he's morphing through the skin and stuff on there right now. So that's kind of what's going on. But anyway, greetings, everybody. Greetings. See, so we got a number of folks on here today. We have Richard Addison. Greetings. I am Locatus of Borg. Resistance is futile. Your life as it has been is over. From this time forward, you will service us. Yeah, the alien got us today. I came into the office and the alien was in full-on Borg mode. It was crazy.
And it was very topical.
It was indeed. Let's go ahead and throw some comments up here, shall we? All right, there we are. Here's some comments. All right. Of all things that are likely to destroy humankind of the planet, the human folly is the likeliest. Absolutely. Libre Secure, greetings. Sutteridge, how's it going there? Down with the Borg! Down with the Borg! Down with the Borg! Are you assimilated?
Halfway.
Halfway assimilated? Well, I mean,
However,
you're all over Google services, though, right? Lots of them.
Oh boy, school got us on them school services. However, there's a famous quote.
Man,
right?
we are being assimilated by the Borg. Do you see what's happening there with the coloration? We are just being fully assimilated by the Borg. We gotta do some Borginess adjustments and. All right, I'm sorry. We're back. All right. Well, you know, we had a few Borg problems there. My apologies. I'd get that fixed up. You're still a little out there, but that's all right. Expendable crewman. You're an expendable crewman.
Yeah.
All right. So, Richard Addison, greetings. Yes, greetings as well. Greetings, Albert Crow. And a Borg-like dystopia is actually very likely to happen down the line, given the current technological trends.
We'll be on that later.
What?
We'll be on that later.
Yep, indeed. Greetings, Mitchell from Phoenix. Greetings, KO2610. Your number has come. From the Internet of Things to the Borg-like society is only a step. It is a step off a very bad cliff. Greetings from Folsom, California. Oh, I know where Folsom is. Is that still have a good, cool candy shop downtown Folsom? I like that place. Not sure if it's still there. I haven't been there in about 10 years. You are fully being assimilated. You look cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see from K. Endiger, how's it going? Robert Fitzpatrick, hello. Farron OS, how's it going there? Augmented reality, Ali Akbar, my friend. All right, yes. Oh, boy. Yes, Tim, I am well today. How are you? Okay, I left the stream on and fell asleep. The voice scared me. You want to be assimilated? Resistance is futile. We didn't grab the Sinclair Borg stuff, did we? I don't think we grabbed that in the notes.
Sinclair?
Yeah. We talked about it today, but we didn't actually pull up the video footage for today.
Shame.
Political Monkey. Jesus, SWT. SWT. I'm lost. What's SWT?
I don't know. Not up on the trends, boy.
I don't know. What is on my left? That's co-host.
I'm co-host.
Windows is spyware. It is the drive that I never use. Yep. Guy looks like Hollow Man. Especially since you're phasing in and out of the route. The problem is, like, streaming during the day, I get weird craziness going on with the lighting. Like after Darkfall, I can get a lot more consistent green screening. What I need to do is I need to get a blackout filter for the curtain over there. What is this chat overlay, though? Yes, the chat overlay is new. I started experimenting with that yesterday. I'm seeing the Matrix. Are you also? Yes.
The answer is okay. Have you heard about this recently?
Which one?
It was it's the Laurel and the Annie. So
no.
Depending on the wavelengths.
Oh,
you'll hear
I did.
things.
Yes, I did. They officially, what did they say? Officially said.
Yanny.
I think this is officially it was Laurel actually.
Dude, I hear Yanny every single time.
So do I. But officially, according to the profile, it's actually
Laurel.
It would actually, yeah. We can't do it right now because the mic's being shared, but. Yeah, I'll have to pull it up later. If you actually record both of those words into Audacity, you could actually see the waveform, and you can see why scientifically. You can determine what it is. Yeah. I love how the sheeple don't realize Facebook's only profitable goal is to change your behavior. Yeah, we're going to actually start with that topic.
Oh, boy. Why are you guys predicting our live stream?
Yeah, stop predicting our live stream. Get out of our heads. Get out of our heads, you people. Get out of our heads. And Facebook is asking for root. Now that sucks. Yeah, Oh, switch. No, I don't know. SWT. What is what you say every time you mention Muhammad to say he is the only true God? My comment was to trigger Muslims. We don't need to trigger Muslims. We don't need to trigger Muslims. Maybe on my other channel, but not this one. Laurel, you peeps. We hear Laurel. Mountain Laurel? How about Mountain Yanny?
I hear Yanny.
Mountain Yanny, man. Mountain Yanny all the way.
Mountain Yannies, man.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this. Of course, this kind of came up with discussing this from the perspective of the video I talked about in brief yesterday. We're going to go into more detail today and how creepy this really is. And co-host has been working on compiling a nice list. You have a nice list there, right? Yeah, he's a nice list there of stuff. We have a list. We have a list, and be warned, if you're not on that list, or maybe it's if you are on the list. We don't know. But regardless, what we're going to do is... talk about, first we're actually going to talk a little bit about Facebook, how it relates to this, and then go into what Google did. Tim F is getting better, still over 100, won't quite break. Oh, that's not good, man. That's not cool. Just throw some cold washcloths on your head for now, I guess. I don't know. Hello, Lee Pro. How's it going there? Shall we address how shall we address mystery guest? I call him co-host. Is there a better word?
Robert? I don't know. I kind of look like Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Or floating lips.
There you go. Lippy. I don't know. I usually say co-host, but yeah, whatever you guys want to say. Uma, one mu, shandu, Wayne. What? 2 memes in one is perfect. I don't know.
Hey, well, that's a meme from an anime.
Yeah, Live or Die just doesn't use Facebook on the phone. Okay. I mean, there's depending on what you're doing, you may or may not want to. And it's if you want to use Facebook, my recommendation is set up a specific computer specifically for it and block it everywhere else. That's my recommendation. Or block it entirely with a host file. And one of the things that I do every time I need to bypass my host file is if you change your local DNS on your computer, but your network is pushing your blocking scripts, you can change your DNS to locally on the computer. So I actually found if you use Spotify, Cloudflare's DNS tends to mess with the admin section. So if you're having problems with that, either get rid of that or switch to Google's or something. It's kind of funny. Don't switch to Google's though. Google's scaring me. I don't know.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. Okay. Political monkey. I'm not a Muslim, but I have Muslim friends. So no, your God is not worth more than theirs. Again, we can discuss that on another channel. All right. That would be a good idea would be this. Run a minimal Debian install, make it extremely secure, and distribute it. I'm running Debian. It's not minimal, but...
and
Anime quote. Yeah, what's that?
I would just like to shout out Farron OS.
Okay, Farron.
Okay, yeah. You can call me that if you want. That's fine.
Lipster? Lipster, very good. You are now Lipster.
All right, that's fine.
At least for this stream, he's now Lipster. Yeah, Farron actually has an entire. He's what your age? He's about your age actually. Actually, he's a little younger than you. Yeah, and he has an entire distro available on DistroWatch based on Linux Mint. It's kind of cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, if you are unaware, check out Farron OS's distro. It's called Farron OS, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet of fake people I made up for using services. Yeah, hey, I do the same.
He does. He has a fake personality.
Yeah,
a completely fake one.
I have a few fake personalities. Two of them are gay lovers. Did you know that? Yeah, Abu Jafar and Michael Johnson. They're just tight. And Abu Jafar is a an Asian Indian. He's
an Indian farmer, right?
No, he's not
likes
the farmer.
cows,
He's not well because we all like cows. The sacred moo cow. So I have a sacred moo cow, and he pushes out some milk. I like my milk. I actually picked up the phone once with the Abu Jafar accent for a scammer, and the person was new, and so they thought they had somebody on a hook, and I had to sit there with this fake Indian accent for like 35 minutes. It is classic. I actually have it on a video recorder or on a voice recorder somewhere. Let's see. All right. So your Ubuntu 18.04 don't spread data is flawed at the start. If you don't remove Ubuntu report before going through welcome screen, it still sends the file, but only. Yeah, I can address that other places. True, there was like 9,000 gods. The original religion for most European was paganism, multi-god environment, but other channel. Yeah, other channels. Good place that. All right, we're going to go ahead and leave our comments right there for a second, and we're going to dive on in. So we're going to dive on in here. We're going to try not to get sidetracked by the comments yet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start by looking at the Facebook study because, of course, Facebook released a fascinating study a couple years back, and in their fascinating study, they're like, they wanted to do some behavioral studies, and it caused some issues. Because anytime you're using human subjects for research, you need to get full explicit consent. You need to pass in a review board committee and things like that. So I first wanted to go ahead and start in with some of that. And our camera moved a little bit. Let me go ahead and move, actually, because you're still a little bit over my article there. I'm just going to shrink us. You're fine. You don't have to move. All right. I got the power of mass shrinkage over here. All right. So this is actually a website from Cornell's Office of Research Integrity and Assurance. And the reason I'm pulling up this particular article is because the Facebook report, this isn't some tinfoil. I know I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, and so is he. He's wearing a tinfoil hat too.
If you can see it.
Yeah. But this is not some tinfoil hat thing like, ooh, this was actually done as part of a university research project, and it was published by Cornell. Okay, so this is actually the Cornell Human Participants Committee responsibilities. The IRB functions. Federal and state regulations mandate that research involving human participants must be reviewed and approved by an institutional review board, provided for its assurance, filed with a human of office research protections, and will be subject to continuing review by the IRB. The IRB is responsible for providing guidance and oversight for the Human Participant Protection Program and for helping maintain compliance with applicable laws, regulation, and policies. The IRB is responsible for the following oversights: determine what activities constitute human participation, review, approve, require modification to secure approval, or disapprove all research activities covered by this policy prior to the commencement in research. Require that information is given to participants as part of informed consent is accordance with appropriate laws, regulations, international standards. The IRB may require that additional information could be given to the participants when the IRB's judgment and the information would be meaningfully add to the protection rights. Now that one there I want to focus on, because it requires that information be given to the participants as part of informed consent in accordance with appropriate laws.
Well, in sociology, we learned that even the deception of any kind is not allowed.
Correct.
Unless the potential result of the science outweighs the deception.
Okay.
That's the only rule.
So, would manipulating people's emotions without their knowledge or consent on Facebook fall under the ethicalness? Is that necessary for science?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be an interesting experiment, but I think you should let them know, you know?
Yeah, it's something that you should have gotten consent. Now, apparently these guys did not get that informed consent. So I actually went on, and this article was published at the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, which is generally prestigious and good journal. Why they would possibly let a paper without this go on? Was it Princeton? Oh, well, this was Princeton. I'm sorry, I thought it was Cornell. It's Princeton. My apologies. Princeton probably has a similar one. I thought it was Cornell. It's Princeton. My apologies for that. I misspoke at the beginning part. So for all you people writing their nasty comments, just stop. It's my mistake. But anyway, regardless, it's Princeton. It's still not. It's not Joe Schmo's University on the Hill. So presumably they know that and have the same thing. Well, apparently what they did is they never got this type of review, and so it caused a ruckus in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, and they released another article following up to this. So this was approved March 25th, 2014, and it was received for review October 23rd, 2013. The significance, we show a massive N equals 689,003. That means 689,003 Facebook users were unwittingly and uninformedly involved in an experiment where they emotionally manipulated people to see what impact that would have on people's behavior. It focused on Facebook. The emotional states can be transferred to others via emotional contagion. And is emotion contagious?
I think it can be.
Okay.
Like
yawning.
Like for instance,
you do that in a classroom and let everyone else start to learn.
Also, in a movie, if you see someone crying, it's your natural instinct to cry.
Is that why I cried in Titanic?
Probably.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, it wasn't a very sad movie.
And maybe I cried because it was just like, man, this is bad.
Jack, come on. I mean, the protagonist clearly had enough room on that raft for both of them.
Yeah, but it just wouldn't have made it good of a story if they all lived happily ever after. I mean, one of them had to die. Man. That way you could come up with the Titanic 2, he has risen. It's like done. Yeah, I've seen that one. Anyway, leading people to experience the same emotions without their awareness. We provide experimental evidence that emotional contagion occurs without direct interaction between people, such as exposure to a friend expressing this emotion is sufficient, in the complete absence of non-verbal cues. So basically what they did is they took a series of people and they divided them into groups. They had their control groups where they didn't manipulate the algorithm, and then they had positively groups and negative groups. And then what they did is with positive words on the top and negative words on the bottom, negatively reduced. When you got rid of more negative statements, emotions seemed to go up. And when you got rid of more negative stuff, emotions seem to go up. And then contrarily, if you started feeding them nothing but, people dying in country songs where people are losing their dog and their wife and their kids and their house and their truck, and you're losing all this kind of stuff, you have this bad tendency, and then what ended up happening, of course, is they were basically emotionally manipulating a whole lot of people into depression.
That makes that makes sense. As it turns out, only 7% of our communication comes out through words.
Yeah.
So everything we do, like everything we communicate through people, is through body language, facial expressions, just like little gestures, as opposed to speaking.
Okay.
So that's why this experiment worked like this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's all it was, is, hey, let's feed people a bunch of negative emotions and see if they start doing negative stuff. That's completely unethical. Because some people in this world, particularly in this online world, are very prone to depression, and depressed people tend to come up with ways of offing themselves. And so it's a bad idea to do any form of experiments like this in such a way that would actually cause this type of behavior. And so this, of course, came out. Their final conclusion is that, yeah, in fact, this actually happens. They said it's possibly negligible. It's not completely not. In fact, they say it's not negligible, but it's not super duper influential. Meaning you can slightly shift people's behavior by showing them different things. Okay? Now, of course, the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science received a lot of backlash for publishing one such study because apparently these people did not have any consent. And co-host does have some allergies, so pardon us.
These
for
allergies
that.
are killing me.
Yeah.
Literally. I was sneezing like 20 times in a row earlier.
Yeah, I think it's like nonstop most of the morning. So
Yeah.
anyway, they have this opinion article, Learning as We Go, Lessons from the Publication. And they're saying down here, our goal is not to basically call this out as bad and all this ever else. And no, guys, okay, that's not their goal, fine. I'm going to say this goal. I'm calling you out. I think these researchers should lose their tenures if they have them. I think their lab should be shut down. And I think they should be exiled from the scientific community. Because they are utilizing people's emotions without their consent to cause behavioral change.
Yep.
And so they're like, well, let's just identify a few different points. Lesson number 1, it's time for clear direction regarding what sorts of investigations in the context of social computing meet the definition of human research on subjects. How about anything when you're manipulating people? This is not complicated. Is this complicated?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Lesson number 2, public and private collaboration is integral to large-scale social computing. Now, this is where we get a little scary and should benefit from the relationship rather than be a source of confusion. That frightens me.
Slightly.
And approaches to informed consent must be reconvened for research in the social computing environment. Who kicked them out? All right, this type of stuff is certainly problematic, and that's kind of something we need to keep in mind. All right, let's go and jump back over to the comments for a little bit, and then we'll kind of dig into some of the meat that we have going on down here. Let's see, what do we got? There we are. All right. Oh God, it doesn't belong to any church now. All right. Quitsup found out about it, but Ubuntu report also sends opt-out true to canonical as a file if you choose not to send data in the welcome screen. Then again, you wouldn't want anything to be sent. Yeah, that's the issue. Okay, Ridge, Tom would like us to stay on topic. Okay, guys? Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of want to stay sort of on topic because we do have a limited amount of time. That's actually why I did this earlier today. Okay, Phil, sometimes I am, sometimes not. Really changes. You can say that. Okay, let's see. It sends that you opted out. Yes, okay. Don't worry if FernaOS ever adds the Ubuntu report option on Ubuntu base. The OS will not come with the package at all. It will install if you choose yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with opt-in. That's fine with me. Okay. Behavioral studies for the purpose of behavioral modification. Yes, that is correct. Isn't that fascinating? Okay, I think let's see. Okay, we're going to skip over the religious discussion, I think. I think we're also going to skip over the data collection. I beat that to death pretty good for the last few weeks. So, not that I'm going to stop. I mean, I'm going to keep going. It's just I want to stay on topic on this one. We got a big list to cover, too. So
Yeah.
Okay, Better Now is going nuts installing this Ubuntu. Okay. Okay. No idea what it's getting into. Usually like 20 minutes total. Okay. What's wrong with the guy's face? He's an alien. He's in the middle of transitioning.
Yeah.
How do you like your time? You've had your first trip on the mothership, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
How was it? Was it good?
It was a blast.
Was it a blast? It was a blast
Literally.
off, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. As long as the package is not installed, after all, it can't send a data stream. It only exists so the package is installing. Gaze Imp, all part of the tinfoil hat time. Yep. All right. Close to a DeLorean with flux capacitor. Okay. Ubuntu now finally has LXQT. I might have to look at it since it changed a little bit. Still don't know if SD card reader works. Kind of important. Hardly have any storage. I know SD card works fine on Peppermint, if that helps. So wonder how first login screen. Okay, we're gonna skip over that. We're gonna skip over that. 32-bit bootloader on a disk just to get the boot from USB. Yeah, there's some things that do goofy things with the bootloaders. Need to send people to prison, in my opinion. Facebook, yeah, Facebook should have received a massive fine. They should receive everybody. Why don't you say everybody in the study? $50. That's a good scientific number. $50 for everyone in the study. So $50 for everyone. That's kind of like given like... to everyone in the study from probably either from Facebook or from the university. Maybe 25 each. And anybody who knew about this at Facebook, they should be placed on trial for conducting human research without full consent. The labs at Princeton University should be shut down. And absorbed by the university. This is how serious it is. Realize that if somebody that didn't have multi-billion-dollar backing of Facebook with all their cash, this would have been a no-go. But guys like Facebook and Peter Thiel can get away with this stuff.
Actually, we kind of talked about this earlier about the lobbying business and how prevalent it is. Yeah. Throughout everywhere in the higher power.
Yeah, and it's lobbying. It's just lobbying should just be banned. Plain and simple. If you signed into Google with your school account first, I'm having to switch back to the Fairness. Yeah, I gotta watch out for them school accounts.
I know that. Amen.
Yeah. All right. Nothing there related to the... Well, not much there related to this. All right. So let's go ahead and dive on into some of the meat of this, shall we? Shall we bite off a little bit more than we can chew?
This is fun.
Oh, I need my...
You need your timestamps, don't you?
I do need my timestamps. I'm grabbing my timestamps right now. Yeah, Bink, got my timestamps. All right, so of course I covered this article a little bit here yesterday, but we're gonna go in and we're actually gonna look at some of the clips. So what we're gonna have to actually do is, as I play the clips, we're gonna have to mute the microphone. Let me see if I can mute it software. All right, good. I can mute the microphone software, so I'm gonna play some. Actually, I might still mute it hardware because of how I want to do this. But what we're gonna do is, of course, this guy here is a video that was made for internal use only. We're gonna show you that part. But basically what Google wanted to do is develop a means by which to collect the data, assemble this into what you'd call a ledger, and then utilize this for exciting purposes. So if there were ever a time to make sure you have a tinfoil hat on, secure that tinfoil hat, because we're going to kind of dive on into this. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start this out. And what I need to do, hopefully I can scan ahead a little bit. Okay, good. I can. Oh, it's not giving me my timestamps. This thing is such a much more horrible player than the other one because I want to show specific timestamps.
Yeah,
so what we're going to do is I'm going to play the first clip without muting the mic. Let me know if that gives us echo or whatever else. Then I'm going to have to mute the mic. So we're going to go ahead and play the first one here. And I can't cue these up quite as well as I would like to, just because of the way there's a limitation on this player. So we'll give it a try here. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to start at 109 is where I want to start. Oh, hold on. You guys are not getting desktop audio. I got to fix my audio settings for desktop audio.
Jeez, Tom.
Yeah, well, I usually would have it set up, but I didn't have it quite set up right. I think that should be it.
When we use contemporary technology...
Okay, so we're going to back up just a few seconds.
When we use contemporary technology, a trail of information is created in the form of data. When analysed, it describes our actions, decisions, preferences, movement, and relationships. This codified version of who we are becomes ever more complex, developing, changing, and deforming based on our actions. In this regard, this ledger of our data may be considered a Lamarckian epigenome, a constantly evolving representation of who we are.
All right, so there's the first clip. How was were there echo feedback? Do we need to mute the mic? Let me know. But the first part of there, they said, it's kind of introducing it, saying we have all this data, we're combining all this data together into a simple user. Like, how much data do you think they already know about you?
Probably a lot. I don't have a Facebook account or any social media for that.
But this is just Google.
Oh, boy. Well.
What do you think Google might know about you?
Well, our entire school account is connected to it. So it knows everything about school. I don't know. It probably weaseled its way into knowing my search history somehow.
Okay. Because if you stay logged into your Google account for convenience, and that's exactly what they did just about a year ago, is they made changes so it's a lot harder to log out of a Google account now.
So true.
And so that's kind of the case. So they probably know your search history. They probably know they know your email content. Basically, they know which websites you hit. They know what videos you watch on YouTube.
Yep.
Do they know what documents you have in your cloud?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, they own cloud, so yeah. I mean, like they own cloud, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait. I don't have anything connected to cloud.
You store a lot of your assignments there. Do you store non-assignment things in your documents?
Google Docs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that stuff is things that they know. So that's kind of the thing we're getting at. And of course, you have an Android phone, and have you taken things to secure that?
I mean, I don't know.
Now you also though have another account from Google, the one that's attached to your phone.
Jeez.
So now what do they know?
Google is such an underground network.
So they could have possibly now connected the one on your account to your school account that you've had since, when did you get that? Is that first grade or fifth grade?
Fifth grade.
So you got it in fifth grade. So from fifth grade on, Google has tracked everything you've done, and you've only recently started to realize this and been more careful. And so from fifth grade, think of all of the things you might have done from fifth grade on up that Google now knows about you.
Wow. Well,
they store all that stuff. Now, of course, they can't use it for marketing stuff. That's what COPA says.
Who follows COPA? Who needs COPA when you have loads of money to throw at people?
Well, I mean, who needs COPA when you just have already buried it in this terms and conditions? What's the big deal? You know, I mean, it's legal.
Who reads the fine print anyway?
All right.
You know. So
that was kind of the thing. So they have a lot of information. Now, of course, I run the YouTube accounts and things like that. It's surprisingly little how much Google actually knows on things that I've done. There's some for sure, but I'm careful about keeping accounts separate and things like that. So that's kind of the first part. So the next thing we're going to jump over into about 3 minutes into the video. I really wish this thing would give me my ability.
You can start the video.
Timestamp stuff.
Okay,
so that's 2. I want to go up to, we're starting the video at 3:04.
I think this is it, actually.
I think it's right after that, right?
Yeah.
In this model...
Oh, 10 more seconds.
That's fine. That's fine. Just...
I want to do it as little as possible. All right, we're supposed to start in about 4 seconds. Let me just do bink. There we go, right about here. So we're going to do a 20-second clip here.
What if the ledger could be given a volitional purpose, rather than simply acting as an historical reference? What if we focused on creating a richer ledger by introducing more sources of information? What if we thought of ourselves not as the owners of this information, but as custodians, transient carriers, or caretakers?
Yikes.
All right, so here's the data. What if we build on this data? What if we are carriers of this data? Our task is just to have this data. Our data gets assimilated into all of the other data into a collective mind. Doesn't this sound like the Borg?
Yeah, really.
This is the Borg. Now we simply become carriers of the data. The data carries on to the next group of people who build and expand on the data.
That's a scary thought.
This is just getting creepy.
It is.
So we're going to jump ahead 10 seconds, starting at 3:34. I think it's right after this.
3:34.
Yep.
Initially, the notion of a goal-oriented ledger may be user-driven. As an organization, Google would be responsible for offering suitable targets for a user's ledger.
Well, Google.
Whilst the notion of a global good is problematic, topics would likely focus on health or environmental impact to reflect Google's values as an organization. Once the user selects a volition for their ledger, every interaction may be compared to a series of parallel options. If one of these options allows the ledger to move closer to its goal, it will be offered up to the user. Over time, by selecting these options, the user's behavior may be modified and the ledger moves closer to its target.
Okay, well, there's a lot in there. What stuck out to you the most?
Well, essentially, Google's going to learn all of your patterns you do.
Yeah.
All of the patterns you do. And they're going to start, I think, never mind. I think our next section is on this, but just as a little spoiler, they're going to start predicting what they're going to start predicting what you do, and it's going to be generational.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of that's a little bit what we talked about there too. Transitional carrying of the data. Here, the biggest thing for me is the behavior modification. The ledger, which we'll just use the name Borg. How's that? I mean, ledger and Borg is being used synonymously here.
Yeah.
The Borg is saying, we have this goal. Let's get this individual human subject in alignment with such a goal. And so what it's going to do is it's going to start predicting, kind of out like it already algorithmically determines the things you want to see and shows you that. This now moves a step further. Now we're going to show you things we want you to see, so that we can guide. They specifically use the word in there, modify our behavior. Did you catch that? Let's go back and have a look at that again.
If one of these options allows the ledger to move closer to its goal, it will be offered up to the user. Over time, by selecting these options, the user's behavior may be modified.
The user's behavior may be modified by the Borg. You will assimilate. Assimilate you will. You will assimilate. Assimilate you will. All right. That is frightening.
mildly.
Yeah, mildly frightening. All right. So, and if that's not bad enough, wait until you get to the next section. This is exciting.
As this line of thinking accelerates and the notion of a goal-driven ledger becomes more palatable, suggestions may be converted not by the user, but by the ledger itself. In this case, the ledger is missing a key data source, which it...
Okay, so it says the ledger is missing a key data source. Look at the screen. Mapping analysis 2, mapping analysis 2, mapping analysis 2, reducing, 100% analyzing, missing parameter, user weight, progress to goal, unknown. So the Borg says, we don't know what this user weighs.
This kind of sounds like if you saw Terminator 2, like little menu that goes on in his head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's like trying to find out about the person, so like this little menu goes in his head about all the information.
Yeah, what's all this? So okay, so now I want to know the weight. I want to know your weight, Lipster. I want to know your weight. So, what do we do about that? I mean, the Borg's got to know Lipster's weight here. What do we do about Lipster's weight?
I don't know.
Well, of
Let's
course,
find out.
you have to suggest it needs to buy something.
requires in order to better understand this user. In order to plug the gap in its knowledge, the ledger begins searching for a device which delivers the required data when used. From this list, the ledger begins sorting the options most likely to appeal to the user in question. In situations where no suitable product is found, the ledger may investigate a bespoke solution. By analyzing historical data, it is increasingly possible to discern qualitative information such as taste and aesthetic sensibility, which may be used in the creation of a design proposal.
Okay, we're going to first search what is out there that we can use to determine Lipster's weight. And if nothing is found that matches his suits and tastes, we're going to design it. Of course, if you go through this next clip here, I won't play that next clip, it's minor stuff, but it basically goes through the production, creation, and the cost. It would only cost Lipster $45.95 to produce the custom design scale that would most appeal to Lipster to purchase to connect to the Borg to gain Lipster's weight.
Yep.
That sounds exciting. This makes me never want to touch the internet again. Yeah, I might kind of be with you on some of this stuff here. All right, what do we need? 607 is our next starting point.
The codified
I really wish they had a better
behaviors and decisions.
Okay, so this is good. So about 25 seconds here. So first, they're going to talk about using the data. First, we just need to understand ourselves, right?
As new users enter an ecosystem, they begin to create their own trail of data. By comparing this emergent ledger with the mass of historical user data, it becomes possible to make increasingly accurate predictions about decisions and future behaviors. As cycles of collection and comparison extend, it may be possible to develop a species-level understanding of complex issues such as depression, health, and poverty.
All right. I said this to you today, but you know how we solve poverty? Tell the multi-billion-dollar peoples like Bezos, who's sitting there bragging on Twitter about his hundreds of billions, to simply pay livable wages to his factory workers around the world. We can probably move a whole lot towards that goal of poverty. Depression, why don't we stop tinkering with people's things and assimilating them into the Borg?
Why don't we stop running underground experiments to emotionally manipulate them?
There you go. That would probably come to great lengths to solve the problem. And so, of course, what this is all about, we just need to know. We just need to learn. We just need to figure it out. And so that's what this is about. Of course, what's so wrong with figuring out how to do stuff? So, of course, the next section we're going to do, was it 719? I think we got
many years of
another 10 seconds.
By adopting a similar perspective with user data, we may begin to better understand its role. Just as the examination of protein structures paved the way to genetic sequencing, the mass, multi-generational examination of actions and results could introduce a model of behavioral sequencing. As gene sequencing yields a comprehensive map of human biology, researchers are increasingly able to target parts of the sequence and modify them in order to achieve a desired result.
Once we know how everything works, we will be able to go through and modify them in order to achieve desired results. Listen to that again.
Researchers are increasingly able to target parts of the sequence and modify them in order to achieve a desired result. As patterns begin to emerge in the behavioral sequences, they too may be targeted. The ledger could be given a focus, shifting it from a system which not only tracks our behavior, but offers direction towards a desired result.
Okay, so the Borg is going to collect our information, direct this into direct society by manipulating their behaviors to push us towards a desired result. Sounds logical, doesn't it?
It's not, well, they want to make everyone, I guess we'll discuss that afterwards, because it's kind of our point, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And our next part begins at, what, 8:30? Are we ready for the quite possibly the most terrifying part of this video?
On top of the terrifying part.
Yeah, I think this is the most terrifying part of the video. Not that I'm involved, but... Google. For internal use only.
Ha! We were never meant to see this. That's the plot twist.
Plot twist! Let's figure all this out. Let's collect as much data as we possibly can. Let's assimilate it all together, tie it into one user Google account so we can know everything. All for eternal use only. This is just a thought result. Of course, if you read through this article, The Verge asked the person about this. They say, we understand if this is disturbing. It's designed to be. This is a thought experiment done by the design team years ago that uses techniques known as speculative design to explore uncomfortable ideas and concepts in order to provoke discussion and debate. It is not related to any current or future project. Well, it provoked some debate.
Yeah.
So that is meant for internal use only, not necessarily to be showed to all of us little people. Dun, dun, dun! Let's go ahead and have a look at some comments, and then we're going to kind of dive into this. Because, of course, the entire purpose is how much data Google collects.
That's where I come in.
And that is what I tasked Lipster to come up with. And so let's read some comments first, and then we'll get into that. On 15, no digital tie-in or pay one, maybe from taxes. Huge problem is, let's see, licensing software. Hello, Antic Designs. How are you? License out saying they can change the terms at any moment. Yep. The sound is good. No echo. All right. Yeah, I was concerned that we'd get some echo there, but okay. I think Google knows at least as much as face crack, probably. Oh yeah, I need to tell Elzebul about a bug with his Windows 10 theme where he enabled buttons and disabled button state disappeared or flipped. Oh boy. Google recommended always miss what I want to watch, so algorithm is not all powerful. No, because it's been recommending what they want you to watch, man. Come on, get with the times. By law, they should inform you when terms and conditions change, and they should point to all of the changes. Otherwise, they're actively trying to avoid your informed consent. I think they are supposed to tell you. They do have to tell you. They just don't necessarily have to. They don't have to tell you everything's changed. They just have to tell you in some medium, which could very possibly be a 1 pixel link on their website that dictates that it's changed. Or they try to distract people to watch what they think is trendy. Yep.
Google misrecommends me.
Yeah. Oh, you know, we were talking about that in America. Is it In America song? What's that song?
This is America, but Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Great song.
So they're talking about that, and that's trending. And of course, the entire concept of the song. I mean, it raises a lot of issues with our country, like saying, hey, maybe we need to wisen up a little bit. And so a guy came on and did a political review of it, and that song there is considered highly offensive and was age restricted and all that, but this main song itself is trending.
Well, if I may not get in too much of a tangent here.
Yep.
The entire point of the song is distraction. So in the video, you'll see Childish Gambino.
That was a good demonstration of this. Okay.
So you'll see Childish Gambino dancing in the front, but if you notice in the background, there's people dying, cops arresting black people, everything like that, because they want to use dancing as a distraction of real-world issues. Mm-hmm. Essentially,
or our entertainment as a distraction of what's around us.
Yep.
And that's exactly one of the things that Anonymous wrote out in that classic video. I love that video. It's just like, what are the ways that they, you know, to control people? Well, one of those is just distracting them, particularly with entertainment.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Because it's prophecy, because they just memed Childish Gambino's music video. So they just directly proved his point.
Correct. Yeah.
It's funny.
Sorry, Google, I'm going to ruin my ledger.
Yeah.
They don't have the ability to directly access your neural pathways yet. Come on, guys. I talked about that in the last tinfoil hat time. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Just an FYI. Watch tinfoil hat time from 2 weeks ago. They are already working on that. Maybe, but why would they want to recommend something some random people uploaded if they want to brainwash you, as is now explained on a stream, but it's just stretched a bit? Well, the thing is that if you look at the recommendations, they're starting to get a little bit more that way. I don't know.
Well, if you're talking about YouTube, hey YouTube, by the way, you are watching this later. They recommend the most family-friendly content. I don't know if it says much about.
Not really. I see a lot of content that's not very family-friendly. It's recommended. They recommended a Logan Paul video next to a corpse in the woods.
That's family-friendly.
Oh, my mistake. I just misunderstood what family-friendly is. Continue, by all means.
So, basically, they want to promote their breadwinners. That's how they make money.
Yeah.
So, YouTube doesn't directly recommend you. I'm sorry, Google doesn't command Google doesn't command YouTube to directly recommend you what your interests are, as opposed to what's trending, because they want to make money.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a business model, as opposed.
But what's trending is kind of determined by them a little bit. There's a YouTube video of this, by the way. If you want a link to it, just tell me. Yeah, there's Computing Forever did a video on this particular video as well, and hopefully a bunch more people do it. Same video, but since YouTube has timestamped. Oh, really? Cool. I didn't find it on YouTube.
Wait, what? Really?
Apparently.
Cool.
That's fine.
That's awesome.
Okay. Best lightweight arch distro. I don't know. I see Cyberman. I think that's you. It's Lipster. It's Lipster to you. Okay, I'm about to go live. We'll see you later, cool dude. Borg relies on the concept it's more efficient to think collectively, but it all is controlled by one root decision maker. Wish I could get good internet out here. Oh, rep to the good music's reputation, too. There, you like that music, don't you?
Good music?
So hypnotizing. Maybe that's part of it. It's so hypnotizing. This must be a good idea. My shields are down. My weapons are dropped. I am assimilated. Missing what I call the transdeterministic factor. Huh. In order to avoid digital assimilation, live off the digital grid. Yeah. Gotta go, Farron. We'll see you, Saren. Don't let the Google Borg bite. All right, bread and circuses, an old distraction. Yep. Manufacturing consent. Corpse is extremely friendly. See, he agrees. All right.
Hey, man,
I was misunderstood, I guess. Not seen corpse, so I can't comment, and yet I just did. There you go. All right. Well, anyway, you know, I mean, of course, with all of this discussion, this is remember the first step. They're doing this in phases. The first step in their video is to build a ledger. This is building information about this type of stuff. All right. So, assuming somebody's like is like the Google family friendly, like I am the Google fanboy. I want to Googlify my life because I want pure home automation. I want simplicity. What type of devices are out there that Google can use to track down? Should we show this website or not?
Yeah, sure. Well,
yeah, good.
YouTube co-signed a lot of these. So these aren't like direct Google products, but they have a place in Google, and Google has a stock in this.
Yep.
So I'd consider these Google products.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
well, I think you said YouTube. You're talking about third-party things with Google's API. Is the technical word. So basically, of course, the API, if you're unfamiliar, the API is what allows you to tie in your IoT device into Google. It's the same thing that Microsoft is now doing with all their stuff. Is they're creating this excessively terrifying IoT botnet of scariness. Well, Google's is even bigger than Microsoft's. It's just that Microsoft is all trying to do it under one banner, or Google just kind of spreads it all over the place, kind of quietly. Everything's sort of disjointed. But all right, go ahead. Tell us about what types of things Google can find.
Hold on. Can we just comment on how happy this website seems?
It is very
the
joyful.
best Google Home compatible devices for your smart home.
Wow.
We round up the smart the smart home kit that works with the Google Assistant.
Now I want a Kit Kat. All right,
Yeah, me too.
I saw prices on this website, so I'm going to add up what it's going to cost while you're going through it.
All right, so I just want to go down the list here because why not? All right, so Google Assistant compatible lights. You know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. They know what color your room is. I
don't know, because remember that some lighting can dictate, drugs available here, prostitutes available here. If they sense that somebody has this, the police could just pull this API and go, we'd just like to see all the addresses that frequently display green light hued lights and yellow hued lights and things like that.
There's a lot of these things. Here we go. So these are so this is a category right here of lights. And the lights, I'm assuming that like the lights have some sort of sensor in them. Let's see this.
Well, these are light switch dimmers that you can adjust with your smartphone or your Google Assistant
or your voice.
Oh, your voice.
So they know your voice. So they know your voice. All right, I'm keeping kind of.
I mean, the Google smart speaker does that. What's a Google smart speaker? I think they're $50. We may as well add a Google smart into my system.
Here we go. Compatible thermostats. So with this, they can tell what temperature you like in your house, and essentially with all of these, they can just tell what your voice sounds like. That's kind of just a given.
Well, can't this also tell if you're home or not?
Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
There's these right here. Compatible plugs. All right, so here we go. So this is the Wemo, right? So the Wemo Insight, it knows the energy flow of your house, essentially. And something else it knows is it can interact with other Nest projects, such as
The thermostat.
this thermometer, and it can tell when you're home or not. Isn't that just comforting? There's constantly a computer there to tell you when you're home or not.
But don't worry, nobody at Google looks at it according to the terms and conditions. I'll note, by the way, that Nest was used. Nest, they decided they want to do a social helps project and give out Nest to low-income people because, who else do you collect data from? But here, install this wonderful thing in our house. Don't worry, this is not the first step to be assimilated into Borg. Maybe.
This isn't. Don't worry. Another thing we have is Chromecast.
Ooh.
So, essentially, Chromecast, you can interconnect your phone, your tablet, your television, all of those things. So essentially, Google will know everything about all of those.
Yeah. No, to my understanding, though, does Chromecast do websites too, or does it just do things you're watching on your streaming services? I think I know people this. Like YouTube, Netflix are both supported. So, I mean, I guess it definitely ties in what you're doing on Netflix can certainly go through a Google device. And, they may or may not grab all this stuff, but I don't know. All right. I think I got Chromecast in there.
Chromecast.
Oh, that's you missed the Cheshire Kid. That's the Cheshire Kid. Look at that kid. Doesn't it look like the Cheshire Cat?
It looks just like the Cheshire Cat. It's kind of scary. Side note. Here's the audio. So it knows your speaker. It knows all those specs that come with it, and it also knows and it also knows your music preferences.
Okay, so Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora are all in those. Okay.
All right, let's do.
You missed the hubs though. I need the price on those hubs. How much do those hubs cost?
Hubs? These?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because the smart hub allows you to tie all this stuff together.
Yeah. So essentially, it controls all of your outlets, and it gathers all the information from your outlets.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you do that has to do with your outlets, Google knows, which is scary. Mildly.
It's kind of like the smart meter, but Google gets the data.
It gets worse.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and these are all just bunch of connections. Hey, security cameras.
Yay.
Don't you want Google to know where you are in your house?
But it's for when you're not in your house, really. I mean,
Hey.
it just side effect data. Just kind of figures it out.
So, and it knows where you like to go in your house. It can sense patterns in your house.
I wonder if you did some naked pole dancing in front of some one of these cameras, if someone at Google sees that.
You just sneezed.
Yes.
Kitty, you just sneezed.
The kitty is a sneezer today.
All right.
A sneezer on here.
Security camera. So this is pretty creepy already. But imagine looking at this thing when you wake up.
It's creepy. Thing looks like it's about to kill something.
Yeah, I noted this kind of looked like something from Portal, like a GLaDOS type character. All right.
Oh, we need to add that smart lock, don't we?
Smart lock. I didn't really put that down, but I guess it's something kind of like that.
Those are used in your things like your Airbnbs, so that your person you're renting from can unlock the phone when you get there. You text them, they unlock the door for you.
Creepy.
Yeah.
So this is Nest Hello. So this is a doorbell, a smart doorbell, because
Dumb doorbells are dumb.
Yeah, dude.
What else?
And this knows when you're in your home.
Don't they have cameras on them too?
I assume.
I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure that's a camera. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing these before. They'll have a camera, so when someone rings your doorbell, you'll get a message on your phone that you can see who the picture is.
So they have a camera, right? And then they have when you're home and when you're home, and they presumably scan your fingerprints.
Yeah, I don't think they do that yet, but it's not without the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Hold on, we have super chat. Let me get to the super chat real quick. We do
Super
that.
chat.
So,
What's super
Spotty
chat?
Sylvia, thank you very much. Need a transport, a night flight to Venus. I will hook you up with a night flight to Venus. When are we going to Venus next? You've never been to Venus, have you? Venus is cool. You can fly through the atmosphere like this. Of course, you can't go in your current state. You need to get be done with your molting skin approach first. The candler's coming on over. He's over here. All right, go ahead.
All right, Nuki smart lock. So this is a spooky one. So it's a smart device that knows your PIN code, and right. So it's a thing of the past, right? It's dumb to type in your password, so you just have to say it out loud now.
Wait, what? Doesn't saying your password out loud kind of defeat the purpose of having a password?
No. Read this, right?
Okay, right. Slightly. Okay.
All
Google
right.
Assistant compatibility means you can lock or unlock your device with your voice. Though this does involve saying your PIN code out loud, which won't be convenient for everyone. Wait, what is this locking? It looks like it's on a cabinet. Is this a door lock?
Why though? Why do we need a door locker? I guess for like kids, for like infants. If you have infants in your house, you don't.
Do you have to be brain dead to have? Let me see this. I want to know what this is locking first. What is this locking? Smart lock for your home. Is it for your? Okay, I guess it's for your house. Okay.
Is that dumb? Like okay,
it's for
okay.
your house?
Okay.
Okay.
Put yourself in this scenario, right? You're Mr. Google fanboy. You have all this stuff. You have the Nokia. You have the Nuki smart lock, right? And you're home. And someone's stalking you, right? And they hear you say your PIN code out loud. They can easily invade your house and steal whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, the unscrupulous guy just simply gets an old $20 micro cassette recorder that has a voice activated thing and hides it in your bushes.
Yeah, dude.
Pro tip.
That's great. Pretty spooky.
Oh, you like this one, don't you?
Robot vacuums. Why do we need robot vacuums? I'm just confused.
Come on, this thing. These things are awesome, man. This is a hacker's dream. A hacker can bust into this thing. The more modern ones have cameras, so they can come over here, hack in your smart hub, burn down your house by cranking up your stove on high when nothing's around or no one's around, and then point the camera at the thing and take live video and stream live video of your house burning itself down.
But, right. So this thing, I don't know I have any use for this, but if you choose to get this, Mr. Google fanboy, Google will know your entire house layout.
You know, I can figure out my entire house layout. I don't think I need a robotic vacuum to do that for me.
Come on, man.
I mean,
We're so busy.
I was always wondering, though. I was always wondering what was in that other bedroom in here because I don't think I've ever walked in that room. There might even be a homeless guy in there. I don't know, but maybe the vacuum can tell me.
And we found this elsewhere, right? But a smart refrigerator.
Oh, the smart fridge.
So Google also co-signed a smart refrigerator, and a smart refrigerator knows your food, and it presumably suggests you stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty kind of scary.
Yep.
Excuse me, Dave. Don't be buying that. Buy the kale instead, Dave.
So, in conclusion, right? Google can know virtually everything about you, and what's worse, and what's even worse is hackers can hack any of these devices.
Yeah, these are all IoT available from the outside. So would you like to know how much your Google smart home would be?
How much?
This is only $2,000 worth of smart IoT devices.
Hey, man.
You know, I mean, if you're trying to figure out how to solve world poverty, maybe you need to stop pushing $2,000 smart devices that will do all of the things for us that we can probably do ourselves in less time. That would be a thought.
Oh, boy.
Let's go ahead and have a look at some comments here. All right, let's see. Cyberman or Doctor Who? I hear about this at H3H3
Oh,
video.
H3H3.
Yeah, okay. H3 Productions. Okay. Just think it's time and antitrust law to hit them. Yeah, probably. Why can't this be illegal? Send all these people who track and control us to the
Gulags, dude.
gulags.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know why this isn't illegal. This, like, isn't this kind of illegal? Like invasion of privacy?
No, that's a big misnomer. The Constitution lays out privacy from the government. It does not lay out privacy from Google. But of course, with Google having all these government contracts, at some point in time, you have to say, what's the difference?
But come on, do you think in the 1800s they could have predicted this would happen?
No.
Exactly.
You use it, you allow it. Yeah, and that's the thing. Saddle Ridge says, somewhere you have allowed it. And that's the thing. By using all these products, we've allowed it. That's why I don't use these types of products. Greetings, Jesse Lawson. How are you? Who's the lip guy? It's Lipster. Cool. Lipster, also known as co-host. Shows up every now and again. It's a rarity, but it's always a fun treat. Brendan, how's it going there? Got here late, but at least you got here. Yep. Political Monkey. Unless it's opt-in. Yeah. Okay. I want dumb appliances and smart people, not the other way around, at least in theory.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we need more smart people and dumb appliances. Like, we don't, like, there's not a real legitimate reason. I mean, I get the odd time, like, I was running late, you know, not super long ago, to a meeting, and I think I was making either bread or cookies or something. And I had an extra little tray, and so I tossed them in the refrigerator, or in the oven. Dude, I went to this whole group for 3 hours, and I left a pan of cookies in the oven with the oven on. Okay? Now, I have done that one time in my life, and that type of thing generally would not burn down a house. So, I mean, you might have some charred cookies in your oven, but I get the argument that says, well, with this, if you left your oven on, your oven could text you and say you've left it on. Then you can go with your device and app and turn off your oven. Yes, I understand that.
But this is making us far more lazy and more
but
reliant
even
on
worse,
technology.
That's such a far-fetched argument. Do we want to get into a seriously controversial topic? I'm not sure we want to.
What is it?
Abortion.
I know.
No.
Let's avoid that.
A little too controversial.
Miss me with that, please.
But it's one of these cases where there is a far-fetched analogy, but what you give up for that far-fetched solution is really bad.
Yeah.
In fact, if we had a real world with real people, you know, maybe you have a neighbor that knows, you know, has a key or access to your house. You'd be like, hey, Bob, I think I left my oven on when I left. Would you go check? And Bob would walk on over with your key, go in there, and, oh, crap, you did. Turn the oven off, take the cookies out, make sure nothing's on fire, and leave.
But hey, we can't talk to neighbors.
No, we can't talk to neighbors. That's right. We have Facebook friends. That's right. Okay. Only real solution is that we refuse to buy internet-connected appliances. Yeah, just like the people who make them. Most of the people who make these don't let them in their house. Like, Gates doesn't let his kids have computers.
Dude, he's a smart man.
Yeah. Why does a washing machine need to connect? Come on, man. There's a lot of information you can gain.
Yeah, imagine you're downstairs watching your Rick and Morty, right? And you and your oven is upstairs, but you're too busy focusing on Rick and Morty that you have to that you can't really hear it. So you have to have a text to signify, right?
Dude, you missed the smart diaper on your list.
Smart diaper.
That is right.
You're right.
Google does have the smart diaper now, and you know it'll text you when your baby has downloaded something large.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's talking about the Chromecast.
Which one?
It streams anything you want it to stream to.
Oh, it does stream anything? Okay, yeah.
So anything with that territory.
Yes, Kitty, you can come up.
We have a visitor.
Yeah, it's a visitor. Hello, everyone. How are you? All right.
Oh, no. What a fluff ball, dude.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm
The
just chilling.
cuteness shark is here.
Yes, we do call him the cuteness shark when you can just see his tail. All right. Let's see. Sounds like the start of the circle. Well, my neighbors still have and use an old Maytag. Dude, like half the time I wash my clothes in a bucket.
Oh my gosh, Cat.
I wonder about the irony of a live video game about Google assimilation on a Google-owned video platform. Yep. Indeed. This is indeed ironic, isn't it? Google can see me. They better give me cash. That's right. Borg is in building incrementally, but the underlying concept has been established. Yes. In fact, we watched a fascinating document or a fascinating video on somebody today who knows clearly way too much about Star Trek, about the whole history of the Borg. I mean, what they say, it was 900 years old.
1,000 years old.
Yeah, based on a few different things. It was established during a time of intense war, so we believe that several of the Borgs were destroyed. The only thing that would cause fragmented data, according to one episode. It's kind of crazy. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't follow Star Trek, but...
Yeah, I know. I'm a weird techie geek wearing a tinfoil hat that doesn't watch Star Trek. I know that might be anathema, but, you know.
Anathema. That's a word.
Yeah. It means, like, forbidden. Okay, so Borg is building incrementally. Okay, we did that. I think the fingerprint readers are really stupid. Not even your DNA is exclusive to you.
That's so true. Yeah.
Better watch out, though. Your DNA might be used to find... Never mind. Better make sure that your appliances are not smart, but even if they are not smart, that doesn't mean they're still not useful. Buy fresh food every day. You do not really need a refrigerator. I wonder if I could get away without a refrigerator. Switch Linux started watching your channel recently. Glad to know there's someone has paranoid OCD too. I don't actually have OCD. What's the most secure distro in my opinion? Well, that's a hard call, Vortex. If you're looking at wanting the best distro with the best online security and privacy, you're going to have some limitations with it, but I would go with Cubes because it allows you to save things. It has ClearNet and TorNet capabilities. You isolate things into different boxes and blocks. That's my favorite. I personally use Linux Mint Cinnamon. Very good. That's my thought on that. If you want the best anonymity, you want to use Tails. So those are kind of my ways of thinking about it.
He's so cute. Look at him. Look at him down there.
It's the fuzzy snake. There you go. There's the fuzzy snake.
Oh, you know.
All right, so I don't have a refrigeration right now. Got to finish a roof and upgrade the power system. All right. Hello, Xiphoid Process. Greetings. You did a great job hiding co-host identity. That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Better than sitting off screen, right? You know he's actually here and not just a Google Assistant voice audio.
That's right.
But he might very well be a drone. Better yet, map the house with a vacuum and hand off the Mac to a thief, then burn it. There you go. Okay. I'll have it only used for cooling juices and cakes, to be honest. What are we talking about, and who is the nervous guy?
It's the Lipster.
Well, I'm always nervous. This is Lipster. This is co-host.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's on. He's usually out of view, but we got him a green screen mask, so he can be there. Switch Linux, abortion is murder. Nothing controversial about it. All right, he opened the can of worms, so I'm going to go there for just a brief moment. The one argument that people make is, what about abortion in the case of a rape? Okay, which happens so rarely, it is pretty much a non-issue. And I'd be like, if I were a politician in office, I'd be like, okay, if we can agree that we can get away with abortion, like if we can agree to do away with constant abortions, I'm okay with a provision in the law to allow a rape situation. I don't personally believe that, but that is a compromise I would make in a non-believing society. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree that abortion is murder. Linux Daily, greetings. Okay, co-host, aka Lipster. You don't need to rely on yourself because you rely on technology to do everything for you. I know. That's really what I should do. Tom, you have a screen. Have you screened the movie Circle? Looks like this. We're heading towards the movie. No, I haven't. Yeah, that is also murder. Okay. He's not actually nervous. His mask is driving him crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's an itchy mask. It's hard to wear.
It's
wear
itchy,
a lot.
and I have allergies, so my nose is clogged up.
Yeah, that's not good.
I
We're
can't
gonna
breathe
wrap
through
this
it.
up very shortly. We're gonna try and wrap this up no later than 6, which gives us 8 minutes. So do our final comments and stuff. Potentially for life, 1 in a million. No stuff. It's a target. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're gonna move past that whole conversation, I think. Okay, all those comments are being sucked up by the Borg. We're contributing to it, building IT. That's right. Sarcasm doesn't translate well into text. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Smart drug testing. P cups will soon collect DNA. Yeah, don't they already?
Well, even like the self-order machines over at like Sheets and such, they collect all your information too.
Which ones?
Like the self-order centers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the one that's worse is actually one in Panera Bread. You go in, order everything, and pay with your card at the register. You can't even pay in the card with cash anymore. I don't know. Last time I've been in there.
Well, I mean,
no DNA in urine. It depends if you have a blood spot. Same thing for me. I'm a Stargate fan. I'm just not a TV fan. Good afternoon, Stephen. Mr. Anderson. Smart Nutrition IVs then. There you go. Just got the live reminder, and there you are, over an hour late. Yep. That's how it works anymore. That's how it works.
Dude. This cat's like on the desk, physically trying.
Yeah, this is his normal. Just don't let him click any keyboard stuff.
Trying to make the keyboard pet him.
Yeah. Just had a massive update on Manjaro, and now it quit booting and started giving ACPI errors. Ooh. Yeah, just save your home folder, reinstall it, and drop your home folder back in. Still punching in for a crime. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree on a personal level, Saddle Ridge, but in the cause of a societal thing, if I were in a position to make laws, I would allow for that. I would not like it necessarily, but I would allow for it. I mean, honestly, I don't agree to it personally. I agree any form of abortion is murder, but and that's probably the wrong choice to make at time. Well, no, the wrong choice to make would be to compromise for the level of a rape. So, like I said, yeah, Lipster was right. We shouldn't have gotten there, but oh well. Yeah, definitely look at log into a previous kernel too. That might do it. Currently learning Blender, and it's a really good program. Yes, it is. I use Blender for my intro for this program.
You aren't seeing this cat right now, but he is just
No.
he's just acting crazy, dude.
There you go.
This cat's just acting crazy.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and feed the beast, and then here's what we need to do to feed the beast.
What do we do?
We have our own special feed the kitty cam.
Aw. That's adorable.
Feed the kitty cam.
Also, I'm
That's
repping
right.
that merch. If you can't. See it.
Yeah. We got merch. We got merch available. Yeah. You can see it right here. Right. See, there's the merch. Sub to the cat. The human's crazy.
That's right.
Whoa boy. Whoa boy. Whoa boy.
I guess I'll each feed him a treat or something.
Yeah, let's just give them one each. There's yours. You can feed them that one. Make sure. No, lower screen. It's got to be on this camera for these guys. Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, he's so cute.
So you gotta watch the camera. Whoa, there you go. Yeah. What do you think, buddy? A good one? Sorry, blatant plug. What did you really say? Oh, ISO has NVIDIA drivers. Awesome. Hey, no problem, man. What's the distro? I don't mind. All right. I'm going to be trying straight Debian later today. Heard it's pretty good for intermediate. Yeah, actually, Brendan, that's what I just put on the computer that's beside me here. I just put straight Debian on this computer beside me.
Oh my gosh, Cat.
Yeah, he's pushing. Oh man, we are being assimilated into the Borg. We are being assimilated into the Borg. Resistance is futile. What is it?
That cat is half in the Matrix.
The cat is half in the Matrix. That is right.
So true.
Let's see. Okay, should never speak for a woman. They can do a good job on their own. Cats usually win the harassment contest. Yeah. Time to make chocolate chip cookies. All right, yummies.
Are they homemade?
Is that guy from Spy Kids 2?
I should be.
He's from Spy Kids 3D because he's clearly in 3 dimensions over here.
I hope so. I hope I am.
I roll a Trinity desktop Linux based on PC Linux OS. Very good. Really, my Arch installation works. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But you know what? We're being incorporated into the Borg. No! I'm a disembodied head. No!
Kitty.
We have been assimilated into the Borg. Join us at switchtolinux.com/support. You can pick up a cool t-shirt at shop.switchtolinux.com. Or if you are on Patreon, check out patreon.com/Tom.